So today we're going to be taking apart my Plague Pharaoh Titan mock. This is a Titan mock that I built a while back. She's about 14 inches tall, and the main sort of like building technique here, the main sort of like focus of the build is the idea that the Matau Hordika head actually fits like really well over the Fentaka Zamor spear launcher. Um, and so I decided to try and like make a mock based around that. And this turned out to be kind of like a frog insectoid creature where she has like all of these eggs represented by the Zammer spear launcher like in her chest cavity, kind of like how some frogs or some spiders carry around their eggs, and she can shoot them out of her mouth, which makes the frog aspect a little bit more apparent, how she has this big open mouth. And then the structure of the head, this kind of like framework, which we'll get into, vaguely to me looks like a kind of like a pharaoh's headdress. And so I decided to give her like a staff and kind of like lean into that. Um, there's some building techniques that we'll get into in the legs. I wanted to give her like these gigantic cricket legs, but for now, let's go ahead and get rid of the staff because it's not in shot. Oh, there go all her eggs. Let's just go ahead and empty out the chest cavity. There's going to be rolling around. There we go. You can see how hollow she looks without the eggs. It's very much like built around that concept. You can see some of the like, there's a Mari tubing running through there. So the staff is very much meant to look like a bird. It's pretty simple. It's just these aspects, this Hero Factory piece stuck onto a ball joint. Then there's this other Hero Factory piece that's the bottom jaw of the bird head, and so on. I tried to make the color scheme pretty consistently, just like blacks and grays and greens, with like a few small gold highlights here and there. Oh, that's how those are stuck on. Okay. I built this one a while back, so I'm not going to remember most of the pieces that I used, which is part of the fun of doing these. Get to see what the hell I was thinking. This one has been sitting on my desk for like a year, almost. Let's go ahead and take off the arms and the legs. Say so. This gives it some movement by having some distance between like where the joint actually is in comparison to like she can actually lift her legs over the hip joints a little bit. Let's go ahead and take apart one of the arms. It's pretty simple. It's basically like a Metru lower leg. Um, Maybe could have done something different with the arms, but both crickets and frogs have kind of like stumpy little forearms. So it's meant to be representing that. Pretty simple technique here with this Technic piece and the two claws attached to the end of it. I think Brutaka uses something similar to this. Okay, so we're back. I had to go to an appointment and then it rained. You may still be able to hear some of the kids playing outside in the water in the rain. Well, let's go ahead and start disassembling the leg. Let's take this off. These are the big wheels from the Iron Bull tank. So that's kind of like how it is. In order for the leg to fit in there, it's through this pinhole. One of these pinholes. This one probably. Little Borak fang here to give the leg some body. Multiple bends in the knee joint, but it's kind of like really tight, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe could have done without the friction joint here. Let's focus on the top. I think this is a 7 length. Yeah. I forget what these things are called, but they're super useful. And now, I'm just going to take the knee apart. Right, and we have this bit here, a legal connection, but what are you going to do? I think the Toa, I always mispronounce it. Kaita, the combiner Toa. I think they use this technique. So it's not like that illegal as far as I'm concerned. Love the Vaki lower legs. So useful because they have this like gap in the middle for you to attach Technic in there and add even more connection points. Or just fill the space so then it flushly connects with whatever you need it to. Now the foot. This is my attempt to make kind of like a Titan style foot. Obviously, it's making Titan style feet's difficult, um, and it's hard to create like an assembly of Technic that like supports the weight and also just like looks good. With this one, there's surface area, but there's not necessarily like friction. Like because it's all flat, it still kind of like slides around a lot. Um, but the friction extenders do a lot to um, counteract that, just because they're so the tension in those joints is so high. How the hell do I? Oh, this comes out. Probably an illegal connection because I don't think that was in there all the way when it was connected to the lift arm. So. And you go into the back of these two in the wheel. Again, from the Iron Bull tank for that visual cohesion. Little Katongu. I don't think these are in pearl gold. So the Katongu orange is like the closest. I wasn't gonna bricklink these little things in pearl gold just for this muck. How do I get these out? Alright. So those are the legs. Let's move on to the torso. Which again looks very empty without her eggs in it. Rakshi spine in the back to kind of like hide all of the nonsense happening inside. There's a waist joint that doesn't exactly, it gives you a little bit of a bend, but not any side to side motion. And even the bend itself is like not great because just of how heavy the body is. It like wants to push itself down like this. Um, Butt mask. Yeah, my reasoning is that she's like or my headcanon, my lore for this character is that she's like a giant Rahi, like Kitangu. And so I like Rahi to have masks, or this bigger Rahi. And I needed some way to fill out the back, so butt mask. And it works decently well with the coloring. I'm not a huge fan of the dual molded, I think these are dual molded, Metru masks. But it works decently well here because of the gray of the pieces inside. We're going to work bottom to top and try and leave this framework last because this might be the most complicated because I don't exactly remember how. I mean, I can see it now, but I don't want it to be confusing if I need to watch this back. If I were to remake this one, I'd probably give her like wings, um, or do something different with the waist so she actually had like a waist. It would be really, ideally, what would be really cool is giving her some sort of neck articulation. When I was posing her for the photos, um, to upload this to Reddit and stuff, I that just doesn't loop through anything, does it? I thought this looped through something. It's just loose. Um, it's hard to get to have for a character to have a lot of personality when they can't move their neck and head. Like they look so awkward. I was able to get her in like a few poses that made her look like she had some sort of like personality, but it's still a little stiff. Yeah, the head, neck, uh, um, my words. Neck articulation goes a long way. Yeah, and if you look at any of the like the promo materials for the Toamata, like they lie and they bend their necks and turn their heads in ways that the sets actually can't. Um, she's a little more handicapped in that regard because she literally doesn't have like any sort of like visible neck. It's all just kind of like this one big weird framework. Let's see if I can get these out without breaking them. All right. She's melting. She's being consumed from below. And this is also loose. I don't know why doesn't it? Was the angle just bad? Hold on. Because you could just do this and it would hold it like so it didn't move, right? We're experimenting. No, it still moves. I don't know. There's got to be a way to make sure that the back shell doesn't move, and there's probably a better. I rely on the Rockshi backs too much. I think they're just really useful pieces. They're smooth, but they still have some sort of like texture on them that make them work well with Bionicle pieces. Okay, so let's take this off again. Lego Monkey Kid piece. Okay. So this can detach. And then this, is connected by these. this. How do I get this out? Okay, so this is just going. It's not affixed to anything, so we'll have to wiggle it out. Yes, no. How did I shove this in here? Okay. Oh, there it goes. No. Yeah. I like using a little bit of system in my builds now, so trying to do more of it. And this is the Makuta frame, turned like this. There was a Delu, I think there's someone who made a Delu Toa mock, and the Delu Toa mock had a Paraka upper body, like turned like this, to give her a different silhouette. And I was like, oh, that's clever. And so I ripped it off here. Let's. Well, hold on. This goes in the back. I tried to make use of all of the potential connection points on this launcher. Let's disassemble this first. So this goes through here. Okay. There go the two. Right, now these are connected like this, with just this one attached only at this one little point. Let's take the sides of the heads off. The rubber band. I think this is from an actual Bionicle set. This isn't one of my own rubber bands. I think I got it in a part slot. Sometimes you get random stuff in part slots. And so that holds the eyes in place, which come down here. And all of this structure is very loose and wobbly and held together with these little, I think they're robot arms, Exoforce originally pieces. Take the eye stalks out. Yeah, it's starting to look less and less like a mock and more just like a bunch of pieces accidentally stuck together. Oh, these are things. Oh. Let's take this off for the back of the head. Little assembly of little robot arms on a stick. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 robot arms of varying colors. I don't know why they're not all one color. Oh, these are different colors because of for the gold accents, but I don't know why the others aren't just all gunmetal gray. These little things are super useful. I need to get more of them. Yeah, now we have the knife antennas, which again, because they're like soft plastic, kind of like flop around. Um, they are they're held in place by these little ball socketed um, uh, axles. Actually, let's just take the whole thing off. Yeah, this is what the assembly looks like. Kind of flimsy. Um, once it's all put together, though, it's pretty stable. Again, making this with neck articulation would be very difficult. I probably would do something different for the antennas, just something that's like more recognizable as antennas. How the hell did I attach this? Let's take this apart real quick. I don't remember. It's like just sitting on there. It's like stuff inside. Okay. Oh, like that. Oh, it broke. Oh no. Was it because that connection was putting strain on it, or was it because that piece is 22 years old? 22 years old. This is from Nadiki, I think. Uh, Either way, you just slot it on there. Becomes you could probably just do like a cool snake cannon if you wanted. Um, Fix like some nonsense up here. Have someone with a snake cannon, snake gun for an arm. And alright. I'll replace that piece. It doesn't matter what color, it's hidden. They don't make a ton of them in that pearl light gray or whatever it is. Alright, so that's all of the relevant pieces disassembled. I'm going to disassemble the other leg and the other arm, and then we'll do the piece count. I think we're looking at 350. I'll lock in 350 pieces and we'll see how close we are. Okay, so we're looking at 328 pieces. Oh, it's pretty close, but not exact. So that's all the pieces there. Most of them came from Matau, Wendidiki, and Dairuni, and Orcam. There's some positives to have green being your favorite color growing up. All right, thank you for watching.